Hello, welcome to another edition of Cracking the Cryptic. I'm going to look at Sudoku today. Just to let you guys know, we are going to try and make more use of a Twitter account we did set up originally but we haven't been using. So it's at Cryptic Cracking is the hashtag. And yeah, by all means, ask us questions on there, tweet about us, that would be great. Try and get some views for our site. What I'm going to do today is to actually solve a puzzle that somebody posted on the Twitter account. I apologise, we're a bit late in doing this, but a couple of weeks ago they posted this puzzle and asked us if we could have a go at it. And I've only just seen the tweet now, so without further ado, why don't we take a look? So I've no idea how hard this is, so let's see. So as usual, what I'll do at the start is I'll go through and I'll make pencil marks where I can see the opportunity to do that. And remember that our pencil marks are always in positions within 3x3 boxes, like this one, where a number is limited to only 2 cells. So you can see, because of this 2 here and this 2 here, there's only 2 more cells left where a 2 can go in this 3x3 box. So I've notated that, and that allows me to make a bit more notation up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through and do all sorts of notation. I can see we can actually place a 3 though now in this box here, just like that. And we can place another 3 just here, by simple Sudoku rules, nothing clever so far. This sort of pattern I'm always interested in. In fact, we can place a 9 over here, because you should always be scanning up. You can see immediately this 1 here is very important. Even if there wasn't a 1 here, we could isolate a 1-2 combination in these 2 cells, and that would mean we had a 4-7 here. As it is, with a 1 and a 1 here, we can actually write the 1 in here, notate the 1s over here, don't forget to do that, and then use the 2 here, which we now know is basically forced. So as I say, these 2 have to be 4-7. We have a 4 here, so let's write the 4 in. I've just checked this mentally just to see whether there are any 4s down here or down here that would allow me to notate. There aren't. And we can place the 7. So not many 7s in the grid, full stop, so we can make a pencil mark, but that's about it. Okay, so where are we going now? Now I'm looking at row 2, just because it's so restricted. So you can see 1, 5 and 6 need to be placed. This cell only restricts the 1. This cell restricts the 5, so this has to be a 5. Which means we should notate the 6s over here as well. This box here is very heavily congested now. So there's all sorts of things going on here that are all helpful, I think. But let's come back to this box. So the open thing, we need a 2, a 7 and an 8. This 8 here is obviously critical. That's going to give us an 8 in this cell. We can then write the 2 in and the 7 in. That gives us this 7 down here. And we can now fully notate along here. You can see, well, I say fully notate, that's slightly overstating it. There is going to be a 4 along here somewhere, and we don't have any 4s down here, so technically I can't notate it, but I'd forgive you if you did write 3 4s in there, because it's just an easy aide-memoire. Right, okay, so what now? Pencil mark 3s here, pencil mark 3s here. This 6, of course. Sometimes when we're solving on screen we don't see the wood for the trees, and you can just write that in. Now I should try and use this 1. I can make pencil marks in 2 positions as a result of that 1. What next? What I'm trying to avoid is the trawl where we have to, start using rows and columns with 5 digits in. So I'm going to try and avoid that. I can see actually, look, there's a naked single here. We need 6, 8 and 9 in column 6. and we have a 6 and an 8 here, so we can write in a 9 there. And that actually allows us to place a 9 here and here. Pencil mark 9s down here. That all looks quite hopeful. Now I'd be looking at row 7 immediately. 3, 4, 5 to place. This is restricted. Ah, that's unlucky. No, I don't think we can quite use this row yet. You can see this 7 here allows us to place 7s into these 2 positions and 7s into these 2 positions like that. And now there's a nice bit of logic. Okay, so now let's look at the 7s that we found here and here and here and here. This sort of X-wing pattern of 7s, we come across it all the time when we use this particular notation, because it's so helpful. You can immediately see that if there was a 7 in this box, there would be a 7 here, and vice versa. If there was a 7 in this box, there would be a 7 here. Either way, there's no way there are any more 7s in rows 5 and 6. Why does that matter? Well, it means in this box here, the 7 has to be in row 4. And look, it can't go here. It has to go here, therefore. So that logic allows us to write that 7 in. Also allows us to make notation for 7 down here. Now, given that this 7, sometimes when you find a digit like this, which was, required a bit of advanced logic, definitely do then check this row. Although it's only got 5 digits in it, I would certainly be looking at this now. Sometimes carefully designed puzzles will chain difficult bits of logic. So here you can see we need 2, 3, 4 and 5, and no, nothing doing. We can eliminate 3 in 2 positions, but not in 3 positions, so I don't think that's going to actually help us to go any further. I'll probably take a quick look now at this column as well, so you can see what have we got there, 4, 6 and 7, and again nothing doing there. Oh, look at that. Hang on a sec. I don't want to say anything stupid here, but there is a nice piece of logic, I think. Again, I can't help but wonder whether there's an easier thing than the thing I've noticed here, and then I'll go to great lengths explaining it, and someone will comment, but you could have just written this number in this cell, and I'll feel silly. So, but I'll explain what I've noticed. If we look at the central row here, there's something extremely interesting about 2 numbers. And the way I noticed this was by looking at well, this central box here, which obviously all of these 3 numbers in the central box are checking obviously this cell, and this cell. So I was wondering whether any subset of these numbers, or one of these numbers, was very heavily restricted in the other cells in row 5. And I think I'm right in saying that both 3 and 9 are not possible in this cell. If there's a 3 here, there's a 9 here. They're not possible in this cell because there's a 9 here, but remember we did some logic earlier and we forced the 3 over onto the left-hand side in this box. So there's no 3, 9 here either. So there could be 3, 9 here, obviously. So this is one candidate for where a 3 and a 9 can go. But look over here, 9, 3 again. There's no 3 and 9 here. And here, 9, 3 again. There's no 3 and 9 here. So in fact, this cell and this cell have to be 3 and 9. Now therefore, this definitely can't be a 1, because there would be no space left in row 5 for a 3 and a 9 if this was a 1. So we can actually write a 1 in here. And I reckon that might be helpful. Let's see, we can now write a 1 down here. I'm going to tidy up the notation like that. This now has to be 5, 6. These are in these open positions, and there's a 5 here, so we can write a 5 into this position and a 6 here. That gives us a 5 here, and a 6 here, and a 6 here, and a 6 here, and a 7 here, and a 3 here. And it looks to me, I don't want to tempt too much fate, but it does look to me as though that was the critical step for solving this puzzle. As I say, there may well have been a cleverer way of doing it than that. Well, there may have been a simpler way of doing it than that, but I did think that was quite an interesting bit of logic. And again, not so. Oh, no, I was trying to write 7 there. Sorry about that. And for that reason, I'm very grateful to the viewer who recommended this puzzle. If that was the way you were meant to solve it, that was extremely novel and interesting. So, great stuff. Now, again, I don't want to. I think it's pretty clear the puzzle is basically solved now. I mean, I can go through it just to absolutely prove it to you, but I think we've done the difficult step, so to speak. So this is a 6, this is a 4, this is an 8. This has to be a 2, 2 here, and then 3, 5 and 9 down here, which allows us to place 9s into these 2 positions. In fact, this should resolve this. That has to be a 7, that has to be a 4, this has to be a 4, this has to be a 2, 2, 5. Now remember we said this was 3, 9 and this was 3, 9. So if that's the case, then this cell has to be the 8 here. And now this must be a 2 and this has to be a 5. Okay. In row 4 we're looking for 3 and 5, there's a 5 here. That resolves all of that. This must be a 3, and now we need a 4 here, and this will be a 9. So what a great puzzle. Thank you for recommending it, and as I say, if people have other puzzles they'd like us to attempt, we're puzzle nuts. We'll always try if we have the time. So thanks for watching, and do check out the Twitter account. See you next time, Cracking the Cryptic.